Howdy and welcome back to the channel, everyone, where we go in search of wildlife photography. I'm Doug Wallace for the Wildlife Gallery. What do you think about all those sanderlings running up and down the beach? You know, the wife and I just got back last night around 4 p.m. Our time here in Missouri. It's Saturday morning now, time about 10 a.m. I just wanted to sit down and quickly just give an update, a review on our time around Destin, Florida, searching for wildlife and shorebirds to take photographs of. So a few things that quickly come to mind that I want to make sure that I get taped up here is the amount of state parks that are accessible for you while you're in the Destin area. You're going to have Henderson Beach State Park. You're going to have Grayton Beach State Park. You're going to have Topsail State Park, Eden Garden State Park, Camp Helen State Park, Deer Park State Park. And then if you go on down to Panama City, there's about a 1,600 acre city conservation area. Guys, there are so many places to go and see as far as state parks in and around Destin, Florida. You will be busy all week long going from park to park. And then what's really good about Grayton, Camp Helen, Henderson, Topsail is they've all got beaches, white sandy beaches there as well, and on those beaches you're going to have several different type of gulls and some terns, some wellets, sanderlings, and you may get lucky and even see some of the sandy or the snowy plovers, but they're going to be right up against the brush and stuff along the beaches there. What I had originally thought were snowy plovers running up and down the water's edge there, pecking in the sand. I thought those were snowy plovers. Turns out they're sanderlings, and snowy plovers do not get in the water, as I find out. But we found, oh son of a gun, at Eden Gardens. I didn't take the camera that day. It wouldn't have really mattered. But there was 7 different osprey there at Eden Gardens. One morning at Henderson State Park, the wife and I are there, and there's a couple of osprey flying around, and one even dove, I don't know, not very far from us. Would have been perfect for the Holy Grail lens there, but it was still too dark to get a photo of anything. And they left and never showed back up that morning. And then the very last afternoon at Henderson State Park, the wife and I go there. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We're just going to spend about an hour on the beach. I don't take the camera or anything. And wouldn't you know it, another osprey shows up and he dives for a fish not 75 feet from us. And the beach is just absolutely insane busy that afternoon. It's like 75 degrees, sun shining, you know, so everyone's in the water and stuff. It just really surprised me that this osprey's around all these people and he's diving right there. So at Topsail, I did get a picture of an osprey. We were hiking to another inlet lake there, and there was a sign. They were saying that there was a alligator right there around that area, so I was walking along the edge of the water there kind of looking for this alligator to hopefully get a photo of, and I could just see the shadow of a bird coming overhead, and when I look up, it's an osprey right above us, and I throw the camera up. I get 20 shots or so of him before he gets out of sight. But unfortunately, they're all belly shots. My walk-around settings, 1,000 on the shutter speed. I had the R5 and the adapted 100 to 400 version 2 lens on. And they just weren't sharp enough for me, and they're all belly picks anyways. We sat around there for about a half an hour hoping that osprey would come back, and we never saw him again, so we went on our way. But the biggest tip is make it an e-bike, because on all of these state parks you can take a bicycle and an e-bike. Now, you will see a sign at the city conservation area park at Panama City there, or at Panama Beach. And there is a sign that says no e-bikes. But we saw lots of people on e-bikes while we were there. They would probably only know that if you was in electric mode or something if they stopped you. And I don't know how those things work. I don't have an e-bike. But I can assure you this. The next trip we make down to Destin, Florida area, we will have a couple of e-bikes with us. Topsail, what you'll find out there, Topsail is a really nice place to go. Of course, we were there on spring break week. We didn't do that purposely. We was actually supposed to be headed to New Zealand, and then, long story, but that got canceled. So our consolation trip, my wife had already booked her vacation, was for us to go down to Florida. So that's what we done. Figured we'd get some, or incorporate some wildlife photography there. Now, the 4 or 5 days we were there, we just didn't really find an overabundance of wildlife. Now, if you've been doing wildlife photography any time at all, you just know sometimes you're in it and sometimes you're not. I got lots of photographs and video that I'm going to share as I'm talking, so that you all can see that. And so it's not like we didn't get anything. And what's really nice is a lot of the birds right along the beaches are fairly accustomed to people. So if you've got a big prime lens, you can get those birds in full frame, no cropping at all when you're doing your editing. So that's really nice. But back to Topsail, you'll find less people at Topsail. Topsail has about 3 miles of white sandy beaches there, but it is the hike is a mile on the money from the parking area to get to the beach. They do have a tram that runs, but it only runs once an hour, and that's at the top of the hour. Every hour the tram runs to the beach, and it only goes to one area of that beach. So you can hike to other areas, especially those inlet lakes, and then hike on over to the beach. We were there one afternoon, and there were only 3 other people that we could see on the beach at all. Now, you're having to hike a mile or better, maybe a mile and a half to the one spot where we went to get to the beach. But it's kind of nice. It's a nice, easy walk until you get to the sand part that you're walking on. Of course, you can take your shoes off or whatever there. But anyways, don't forget to check out all these state parks. And the cost to get into them on a daily basis for 2 to 8 people in a vehicle is going to be either $4, $5, or $6. Depends on the park. Now, you can get a pass. We ended up just purchasing a year-long pass while we were there. It was $128, but it gets you into all the state parks. And if you're trying to hit a couple of those a day, well, that would be $12 to hit 2 of them, times 5 would be $60. So if it was me, $128, and that was with tax, fairly reasonable in my opinion. And then at Grayton Beach and Henderson, I was able to stop at the ranger's cabin there where you check in, and got an after hours pass. The beaches, as we found out, from noon on really get pretty busy. But if you get to these beaches with your after hours pass, it'll allow you into those beaches 2 hours before daylight and 2 hours after. You're going to get there. We never saw another soul at all on these beaches. We were the only ones. You're able to get there, get set up, not have any interference, and whatever wildlife you do find, you're going to probably have free reign with them. And especially the seagulls. So, as soon as that sun comes up, them seagulls are flying up and down the coast there. So anyways, Don't forget the state parks there, guys. Destin's a really pretty area. About the only place you can find white sandy beaches in Florida, or as I find out, in the United States. But check out all the state parks. There are so many for you to go to. That conservation area there at Panama Beach is really, really nice. Around the entire perimeter is like 11.2 miles. So you would definitely want a bike for that. We didn't see a whole lot of wildlife there, but again, what I did see quite a few of there at that recreational area was American kestrels, and I just had my 100 to 400 lens on the R5, so naturally they don't let you get very close. If I'd have had the Holy Grail lens and the extender on and was packing it around, there were 2 or 3 times I could have gotten really decent shots of American kestrels just perched on a branch, you know. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this one. I feel like I'm getting a little long-winded here. But anyways, check out the state parks around Destin, Florida there. Lots of great seafood places to eat. And probably the best place that we ate at was Stinky's. So don't forget Stinky's if you're in the Destin area. Go check it out and have the crawfish pie one night. And then the next night you can get the Taste of Stinky's. It's got 3 different dishes there that they're mainly known for, but a really fine area to eat at. But you better get there early, because if you get there after 5 p.m. you're probably going to have a 2-hour wait to get in. As always, thanks for watching. Have fun. Be safe. I'm positive somebody at home would like to see you again. I'll catch you all on the next one.